I'm going to give you the 6 lessons I learned from going from 0 to 8 employees. Yeah, that's 8. Okay, so dive right into this video. I'm gonna start off with a little bit of my journey from the beginning all the way to where we have an 8-person creative agency. My name's Hunter Franklin, and this is our studio, and the company's called Brother Dale, so let's get right into it. So when you started out, it was just me, right, doing video and photo production. Everything I did was all on me, right? Taxes, figuring out the business structure, how I was gonna make money, what I should charge, the clients I wanted to get. I had to do all the work, so I had to go shoot all the stuff. I had to edit all the stuff, all the revisions, blah, 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 blah. It goes down this whole rabbit hole of everything you have to do. Your amount you make is in direct correlation to how much you work. I wasn't making any more by just doing what I was doing. So there's no one out there making more money for me. And eventually time went on, and God's plan was for me to find my business partner, Marcus Taylor, who then we started doing a lot of projects together, right? So we're doing all types of projects together. And if one of us is sick, the other one's able to step in and get the work done, or we're able to split up and do separate jobs. And at the beginning, it was we were separate, but then we work on projects together. So that's when I really started to make more money. Is I would have my own stuff, he would have his stuff. We were both doing a lot of weddings a year, over 20 weddings a year, but then we'd have projects we were both working on together. So then eventually we started our own company a year and a half ago. It was just the two of us. We have a 50-50 split in Brother Dale Creative LLC. So much more can get done with 2 people, I'm telling you. So many more projects, so many more outlining, so much creative thought, all of this stuff. Someone can figure out taxes, accounting, all the money stuff, while the other person figures out shooting for clients and going filming. We'd both go film together, travel together, etc. Then there came a point where we found this guy named Perry, who, if you've seen any of our content, he is an amazing editor, video wizard, right? He understands video, how to tell a story. He can take any footage you throw at him and make pretty much a masterpiece. It's crazy. So that's when we really found out the sauce. It's like, oh my gosh, well, there's 2 of us, now there's 3 of us, and Marcus and I can work more on the company while Perry's getting a lot of the edits done. We were all putting in extreme amount of work. Perry was putting it above and beyond the hours to help us start this thing from scratch, right? And Marcus and I had to work on the business as well as in the business. We'd work crazy amount of hours. One month in 2021 in October, we calculated how much we worked that month. Every single week, it was almost 120 hours of work. And if you do the math, it's stupid. There are nights I was only getting 4 hours of sleep, and it was crazy. So you're still working on the business, but more so in the business. And then we get to employee number 4, which was one of our friends at the time, really helping out the business. We had friends who did photography, did projects, right? But when we got to number 4, it would be Colton Bushu. That was our real full-time guy who did photography for us. And that's when all the photography that we didn't want to do, he does it all, right? He is so good. Now, we still do some now and then if we're on shoots and he's not there. But to have him, for example, we just did a shoot yesterday. He set up the whole thing, all the lighting. My wife got all the products. So you have another person that is working on that stuff. And that's when we started to learn, hey, we can start delegating things that we don't want to do, that are things that make us money, but we can also have someone that loves to do it and they're in charge of it. Colton also does all the social media posting and planning. He's really good at writing captions. So we have a client and they have 4 businesses and we manage all of our social media. So Colton's in charge of taking all the content, scheduling it out 1 to 2 weeks out on a platform called Calendly. And from there, we have all of our posts with captions, tags, and everything, and they go out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then within our own company, he posts and plans them as well. They go on all those platforms, including YouTube. The lessons we're learning is, hey, you build a team where each person has their own skill set they're really good at, and you want to try to find people that are better than you and enjoy that task more than you. And we found that every single employee that we're able to bring on is the more we're able to work on the business and be able to oversee all the projects and all the production while also being on the productions. We still shoot a lot of the stuff and everything all together. It's amazing. We're able to just really grow and land clients. Like, I'm able to sit here and make calls to land clients, people that are inquiring, take care of them and close deals. And then Marcus is able to focus on closing deals as well, but also overseeing projects getting things done, coming up with creative ideas, etc. Him and I even have our own things that we're good at, right? So then we move on to a guy that we've been trying to get down here for so long, which his name is Daniel Lopez. And he is amazing. We just brought him on, hasn't even been here a full month here in Nashville, Tennessee. So now we are up to 5 employees, and this guy's incredible as well. Fits right in with our team, our company culture, our values and everything. And he's able to manage clients, do video production. He does photos as well. Really good at being with clients, being on sets, being with the models and planning shoots and stuff like that. It is so valuable. So now we're learning, listen, you can build a full-on team all from nothing. It's crazy. God's blessings are crazy, but you got to put in the work. And it's taken some figuring out to get there. So my wife's been here working for a while, and she's been doing stuff part-time already, not getting paid or anything. But my business partner was like, hey, why don't we, like, Julia, why don't you just come on to the company as part-time and we can have you do a bunch of stuff. So she's now part-time at our company, and let me tell you, it's amazing. She brings Marcus and I lunch every single day. She is reaching out to colleges. She reached out to all the colleges here in Tennessee that we could potentially work with. We also have her book our flights, so she'll go on there, and that can take time to try to find the best flights that are the most cost efficient for 4 people. That usually can range from $1,200 a round trip all the way up to almost $3,000 a round trip. She's in charge of that. That can take an hour, 2 hours, doing the whole hotel, the rental car. All of that's taken care of by her, helping manage the calendar and meetings and things like that. It's incredible. So now we're figuring out, listen, we can delegate a lot of the simple tasks, right? And there's 2 other very important people that have come along in this journey. So we have a virtual assistant. Her name is Nazareth, and she is phenomenal. She's also teaching me Spanish, which is muy bien. She is phenomenal. Anything we say, she gets done in a timely manner and is very good at it. So for example, one of the first things we had her do, where there's a lesson we learned from this that I'm going to explain about. We went to a conference and we got about 75 whatever business cards, a ton, right? Well, none of us really wanted to go type them all out and put them into our CRM. So what we did was we sent her 2 pictures, one of like 35 photos, one of 40 photos or 50 photos, whatever it was, send it to her and capture all of the info and put it into our CRM. And that's exactly what she did. And that was done the next day. And we're like, holy crap. Like, we got to find more stuff for her to do. For a lot of content ideas, we have her go to people that are in our industry who have really good ideas. She jots them all down, everything they did with links to their videos, and we'll go watch them, try to get inspiration from the videos that they created for social media, and then we'll have our own spin on it. She'll go and I say, hey, we want to contact all the people in this certain industry. Say it's like the spray foam or the solar industry, right? She goes, researches all the companies, and then writes all their info down, from phone number to email, the contact form link, the person that has their name on the website, and all of that, right? And that saves so much time. You know how much time that would be just to go and do all that? She does phenomenal. She also manages our calendar. So whenever we're trying to set up a meeting with the client, we say, hey, our assistant is going to set this up, send an email invite to everybody. So I tag her on that email, she sees it, and then she makes this whole calendar invite where everybody's invited, and then she copies the invite and pastes it in the email as well. So everything is all in one place for the clients, and it's super simple and streamlined. And that's another lesson we learned, is once you start delegating those things, people want to work and help the company grow. So you have to find things for them to do. That is one of the hardest lessons that we're always figuring out, is how can we have people always have things to do? Because as a business owner, when you started out, you did everything. And sometimes you want to micromanage, where you want everything to be perfect. But to build a company and to have wealth built, you can't do everything yourself. You have to have people help out and be a part of the company and do their job. That's what you're paying them for anyways. So you have to take time to sit down and dive into what those things are and what you can give those people to do. We also have a virtual editor. So this would be our 8th person. And our virtual editor is amazing because what we're able to do is send him social media edits. He does subtitles, adding emojis, sound effects, all that stuff. So all of the content that you pretty much see on Brother Creative, that's not an actual creative piece of art or an ad that we create. It might be videos talking about what our favorite gear is, or we're on a trip and we're talking about it. We upload it to Google Drive. We say, hey, Kano, we uploaded a bunch of videos. He edits them that same week. He has a quota that he has to hit to be paid and everything. And then boom, we pay him for the work. And he's amazing. He gets stuff done. Shout out to Kino for being our best virtual editor. And that would be another lesson that I want to say: invest in your people. They want to be a part of your company, but again, they're humans. They have goals they want to meet themselves, and they work hard in general, and they're working for a purpose. And when you have a company, you want it to be about the culture, the company, where it's going. It's not about Marcus and I who own the company. It's about Brother Dale. Where's Brother Dale gonna be in the next 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? So you have to invest in those people early. If you want those people to be a part of the mission for a very long time, you got to invest in them. And listen, this isn't the end all be all. We have contractors that help us out now and then, and we also have models that we have to pay. I'm not going to count those as employees, but listen, those are still people you have to manage, things you have to set up, and we have models we use on a regular basis. It's phenomenal. So if we go back in time, I want to tell you a little story. Marcus and I met years ago, maybe 5, 6 years ago, whatever it was. We were working out. My friend invited me to go work out at this gym, and he's like, hey, I got a friend who's going to be there to work out. And I met Marcus, and I knew he did video content and all that stuff, and he had his vlog camera there. What I'm trying to say is, within the first 30 minutes, this is crazy, we were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a business together, like creative business or whatever it may be? And fast forward through these years, God's plan was for us to have a business together. And here we are in Nashville, Tennessee, with an awesome studio. Even got a freaking Christmas tree. Look at this. We got a beautiful Christmas tree. Shout out my wife for putting that together. That's another thing she does, is decorate the office and get props and all that stuff. So exciting. And listen, if you have any advice you guys want, I don't know everything. I'm putting out content because I want to put out content as I learn. I don't want to lose this stuff. It's like journaling down, but videoing it and putting it out to the world to learn lessons that I've kind of picked up. So all these lessons that I talked about in the video, all the way from learning to delegate, to get people on your team who are better than you in certain areas, to figuring out payroll and all of that stuff and investing in your people. Those are things that I wish I could have learned in the industry when I was starting out and listened and tried to get those people. And you might say it's hard because you have to have money to be able to pay those people. Figure out how, if you brought someone on, act like and plan out separately than your business, but plan out what it would look like, how much you'd make, and what you charge if you had this X person on your team. So for example, if you don't have a graphic designer and you don't do graphic design, maybe you're able to find clients, or you have clients asking for graphic design, and you now would sell it to them, but you're taking a cut because it's coming through the company, right? The company gets a cut, you charge more. For example, maybe it's $100 for a project. You're paying someone else $30, $40 because that's very well for what they're doing on their own. And voila, there's profit left over. That's how you run a business. So listen, it's super exciting. It's super fun. Hope you all have a blessed day. Please hit the like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, let me know. All my stuff's in the description below. Have a blessed day. Peace.